All right. Good Saturday morning to all of you joining me here for Reinvention Saturdays. My name is Benjamin Kamoya and very excited to come alongside you. Reinvention Saturdays is about fighting for your life, for your dream, fighting for more impact, fighting for more income for you. I was at a place in my life when I looked at where I was living, the circumstances and conditions of my life, and I knew that there could be more. I knew that there had to be more. What I just didn't know was how am I going to navigate from where I am to where I know I could be? And the journey that I embarked on definitely had many twists and turns, but one of the things that I came to realize later was that, the only way to move forward in my path was to get mentors and to have people guiding me through that journey. And so today's conversation is so much about how do you as a leader, how do you as an individual really take that journey and create the impact that you know could be possible for you. So here it is. As we get started here today, I want to thank all of you that have come in and joined every Saturday as we have grown through this journey. Thank you so much for making time to be here. I grew through such moments. I grew through opportunities of growth and mentorship and guidance. That's exactly how I grew. That's how I developed myself into the leader that I am today. I had people to guide me through my journey. I had content such as this to guide me through my journey. Matter of fact, I remember at around 18, 19, I was sitting in this church, and this church had provided leadership content and material by John Maxwell, or from the John Maxwell company, and we were sitting in the hall. All of us had around a 14-inch Sony TV that was sitting on top of a VHS player, and we would put in the tape, and John would teach, and we would write notes and develop and just develop ourselves every single day and do the homework. And that is really how I started my leadership journey. And that is at the age of 19 how I got onto clarity of my path and purpose. Let's step right into it. Today I'm going to talk about why I hate the word potential. I hate the word potential, and I'll tell you why. Every interaction and step in my journey, people told me, you've got great potential. You have great potential. Wow, you have so much potential. Benjamin has a lot of potential. And I heard this statement said a couple of times by different people. You've got great potential. You've got great potential. And yet when I looked at my life and the circumstances, the conditions, I was struggling. I was not able to pay my bills. Putting food on the table was a challenge. My rent was always late. I was struggling. And yet everybody spoke of me as this person who had this immense capacity to do wonders. It's like I was this bomb and people were just waiting for me to explode. But I was there, struggling. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough, impact. I was struggling in every way that you could think about it. And that is why I hated that word. And I still hate that word today, because you and I know very gifted people. You and I know guys who've got talent. They've got abilities. Like, man, the guy can sketch. The guy can draw. The guy can sing. The girl can play music. You and I know people who are gifted. We know people who are talented. We know people who have potential. Matter of fact, you probably have thought of them as having great potential. Maybe you've also been told, hey, you've got great potential. But how come that potential doesn't translate into impact and income in your life? Where is this disconnect? That is what I want to talk to you about today. The 6 reasons. There are many. But because we only have 30 minutes every Saturday on Reinvention Saturdays, I'm only going to cover 6 of them. And these 6 are really going to help you understand why is it that the people who've got great potential, gifted, talented, awesome, they have it. You can see it. You don't even need to look so much. You know this person is gifted in a certain area. Why is it that they die poor with little or no impact in life. Now, the word potential is a good word. I don't hate it for what it means. I hate it for what I see it look like in daily life. I hate it for what it represented in my life, because everybody told me I have great potential, great potential. And my wife used to tell me, people just tell you you have great potential. When are we going to see this potential? And I had no answer. And that's why I'm going to tell you the 6 things. Many I told you, but I'm just going to cover 6 that I did that I also see other highly gifted capacity people do. And because they do that, they wind up poor. And when I became aware of these things through mentorship, through coaching, I stopped. And the moment I stopped, there was like a difference day and night in my results. Let's define potential first. Potential in itself as a word signifies hope, signifies capacity. It signifies unlimited potential. It signifies power, energy, capacity to do the unimaginable, to do anything that's required. If you look at a battery, triple A, double A, single A, whatever it is, a battery has potential within it. It has power locked within it. It has the potential to light a bulb. But that potential is sitting inside there. It is packaged inside there by the manufacturer. And until you know how to bring it out, you will not utilize it. So potential signifies that capacity, but it also, in our lives, when people talk about it, it implies possibilities. Like, this guy is going to go far. This guy is going to do big things. This guy will explode one day. But that exploding never happens. Just like any battery, you're just there through the entire life and you die empty. Here are the 6 things that potential high capacity people do. The first one, which I did, the need to be needed. High capacity potential people have a need to be needed. What do I mean? Everyone is telling you you've got great potential, you're awesome, you're great, you do this, you do that. We love the way you do this. You have so much potential. Guess what that does to the high capacity potential person? Oh, they're like, wow, I'm awesome. They love me. They like me. I'm great. And they feed off of that affirmation, and they feed off of that praise. And it becomes the thing that they look for and seek for in every situation. Oh, you got great potential. Feels nice, doesn't it? And that need to be the person in that place who is always needed blocks high capacity potential people from flying into the life of their dreams. They remain there, though they are an eagle, they remain there as a chicken, brooding with other chickens, because those chickens love them, because those chickens tell them, wow, we love your feathers. One day you have got great potential to fly. And because they don't know anything else, they're like, I'm going to hide around these chickens who love me and praise me and affirm me. The need to be needed. I fed off of that. I fed off of that affirmation, of that praise, of that, recognition, and people showing me like I was this, unicorn, and I was special, and I had this thing. I needed that affirmation, and that's the mistake that I see most high capacity people do. You've seen people who've got great potential in places you're wondering, what are you doing here? There's a need to be needed. They love that environment, and that blocks them from going into achieving and maximizing the potential that is within them. The second thing that I did that I see high capacity potential people do is we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan of how are we going to tap into this potential? How are we going to bring it out into the world? We don't have a plan to develop ourselves to unleash that potential. Zero plan. All we know is what we are doing. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this. 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 Zero plan. Apart from the plan that the organization or the entity, institution that the gifted person is working in, apart from the plan that that organization has, which is a plan that they have for this high capacity person, the high capacity person has got no plan for themselves. I didn't. I needed to be needed. I loved being in that environment, and I was just like, I hope they're planning something for me. I hope they're planning something for me. Because you see, when people see something in you, there is an expectation sometimes that you have that they're going to do something with that thing which is within you so that it can benefit you. But the truth is, whatever they are planning is not with you in mind. It's with them in mind. It's for their bigger, greater benefit. If there's a promotion that's coming, it's definitely to tap more into your greatness and genius for a small paycheck in return. And so the benefit is not the bigger conversation about you. The benefit is so much about them and how they're going to benefit from your capacity and potential. And so having no plan is the second thing that I did. And I see high capacity people don't know what to do with their potential. The third thing is they don't know what that potential is. Completely don't know what that potential is. People just say, well, you've got great potential. You've got great potential. What does that mean? Can you articulate that? Yes, people say it. Can you articulate that? And oftentimes, for the high capacity person, they could not articulate it. They could not say what it is that they heard. I was in the same boat. I could not tell you what I heard. I could not tell you that this is my greatness, that this is my genius. And that is why I am constantly just belaboring the fact that you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. You have to articulate what is within you. You have to articulate what this potential means. It's potential to do what? Because what is within me? Understanding that is something that I took long. And again, I needed to be needed. I thought these people had a plan because they had seen something. I had not seen that same thing within me. And I stayed the same. Isn't that what we are doing? Isn't that what we're doing? The fourth thing, which is connected to those, the need to be needed, number one, having no plan, not knowing what is within, and therefore, number four, waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for what? I don't know. I'm just waiting. But in the subconscious mind, I'm waiting for someone else. I'm waiting for circumstances. I'm waiting for an opportunity. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And as I wait, I am hoping. And that's what I did. And so when you combine these four, this is the fertile ground for poverty, misery, and scarcity. The need to be needed by other people because you've got this thing and they're constantly telling you. Not knowing whatever it is that they are affirming you that you have. Waiting for them to do something with this thing that they've seen within you. And then having no plan for yourself to move forward and to make the most of that which is within you. That is a recipe for scarcity, misery, and dying with all that potential within you, having done nothing. And that's why I hate that word. Don't tell me I have potential. I know I have potential, and I do know you have potential. But please don't come telling me you have great potential. If anything, let's have a conversation about what is the potential within me. What do you see I could do? What do you see the possibilities could be? How could I utilize Wow, welcome back. Hey, we're having quite some challenges today. Having some challenges, but let's get back to it. Let's get back to it definitely. We're talking about the 6 reasons why people who are gifted, talented, and have got great potential normally die poor, having made little or no impact. You're like, wow, he had so much potential. Wow, she had so much potential. What happens? What is that people who've got great potential don't do much? And when I started at the beginning of this broadcast, I talked about the fact that this is why I hate that word. That's why I hate that word. I don't want someone coming tell me. I don't like people being told they've got great potential, and you can see they're struggling. You can see they're not making progress. You can see their life is not, what it could be. And everybody's like, wow, you got great potential. I don't love that. And so we've talked about 4 out of 6 reasons why people with great potential normally die poor and they've got little impact. The first one is the need to be needed. Just being told, oh, you're great. Oh, you're awesome. Oh, you got great potential. Nah. It keeps them in that place where they're constantly seeping and needing that affirmation. It becomes their drug. They sniff it and it's like, wow, I love this. People tell me I'm great, and they stay there. They need to be needed because they don't know where else to go to get it. They stay there and they stay small. The second one is the fact that people who've got great potential don't know what that is. They've never sat down to say, wait a minute, everyone tells me I have great potential, great potential. What is this great potential? What is within me? They've never sat down to articulate that. Number three is the fact that though you've been told you've got great potential, you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan, and you don't have a plan mostly because you don't know what is resident within you. You have no plan to seek it out. You have no plan to know what it is. You're just there. And why are you there? Number 4, because you're waiting. You're waiting for an opportunity. You're waiting for someone to discover you. You're waiting for someone to develop you. You're waiting for the organization or the entities that you're working with to have a plan for you. They told you you've got great potential. Okay, keep waiting. They're going to come up with this master plan of how you're going to unleash that potential. And if they do, maybe it's mainly in their interest, and it's mainly in how do we get to maximize this guy's potential for our good? How do we put him in a place where he brings the maximum and we can give him the least? All right. Number five, the fear of failure. The fear of failure. The fear of failure must be at the top of the list. Must be at the top of the list for those who never achieve their dreams, who never unlock their potential, who never manifest it out here into the world. What if I go out and then I fail? What if this doesn't work? What if I step out and then things don't happen? I was earning $30, being told that I have got great potential. I didn't know what that potential was. And I could have stayed there. I look back and I see people that I interacted with in that journey of my life and how they stayed there and how they never unleashed their full potential. Because there was this fear of, so what am I going to do? I remember when I put in my resignation and I talked to my colleagues, my best buddies, and I told them, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start an advertising agency. And I'll use that as advertising agency as the platform to earn the income that I need to become a master in leadership and human capacity potential development. I'll start this big coaching business. I'll start this huge advertising business. And they sat me down. They were more older than me. They were my seniors. They had families. They had more experience. And so they sat me down and gave me this, let's get serious conversation. What did you say you're trying to do again? Do you know this is the only place where your potential can be reached and maximized? I think you're just about to go and crash and burn and do the worst thing that you've ever done in your life. And I know they were looking out for me. I know they loved me. I know they wanted me not to fail, not to crash and burn. That's what they wanted. But they didn't know what I was seeing. They couldn't see it. I didn't expect them to see it instantly. I'd been trying to see it for years. And so equally, for people like you and I that have got great potential, and again, bang my head to say that, we've got to really embrace failure as something that will happen in our path. Embrace failure. It is just the biggest ingredient in the pot of success, because you don't know how to do it. So step out and get ready for massive failure. As you master this potential, as you learn how to work with it, get ready for failure. How did you learn how to ride a bike? A couple of times you did fall right. Did that stop you? No. You see, you are mastering the concept of balance. As you are riding a bike, but there's a concept you are mastering. There's a principle you are mastering. And it's the principle of balance. And it took you a couple of attempts. And failure was the guarantee that if you keep getting back on that bike, you're gonna get better and get better and get better. And today, when you get on a bike, you've mastered that principle. It's already embedded within you. And so equally, when we're really unleashing our potential, we've got to embrace some of the failure that comes in the process of mastering the principles that are required to manifest and monetize our brilliance, our greatness, our potential. So I've shared with you 5 reasons. We had a break in the connection because of an internet connection. Pardon me for that. I'm going to take it right from the top if you're just joining me. The 6 reasons why people who've got great capacity, potential, gifted, talented, maybe you're even one of those people, really find themselves struggling in life. People tell me I have potential, but I'm really struggling. Can't pay my bills. I can't meet my obligations. Everything is a struggle. Why? And people are telling me I have great potential. Number 1 is a need to be needed. That affirmation is your poison. It will keep you there if you don't look out. Number 2, knowing what that potential is, mastering it, understanding it, becoming a student of it. Do not fall into the trap of ignorance. I don't know this potential. People just tell me I have potential and I don't know what it is. That is the call for you to step in and research yourself and say, what is this thing that people say I have? And that's the second thing why people with potential never realize it. Number 3, because they've been told that they've got great potential and they love being told that, and they don't know what it is that they have. They wait for these people who told them to create opportunities, to develop them, to do anything for them to unleash this potential. And that's the biggest mistake. I made that mistake. I waited hoping that these people who saw something in me could create a space and a platform for me to go and bring it out into the world. As a matter of fact, what I realized is they were thinking for themselves more than they were thinking for me. And it's human nature. Number 3 is that. Number four is just the fear of failure. The fear of failure. I'm afraid that if I step out, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm afraid if I go out, something is going to happen. I might fail. I don't know any other place. This is where I know most. This is where I've become most comfortable. This is the place where I understand the most. Going out there means what? It means all the things that could happen. It means that I could crash and burn. It means that I could lose it all. Number 5, we talked about it earlier, having no plan. And it's because you don't know what you have within you. How can you plan for something you don't know? How can you create a future for something that you don't know? And then the last one, number 6, and this is the biggest, is if you're thinking about potential, greatness as a seed that requires an environment for it to flourish, for it to blossom. The 6th is hanging around the wrong environment, staying in the wrong environment, staying in the wrong environment. And what do I mean by environment? Your greatness will flourish in certain places, just like any seed, and die in certain places. If you have got a gift of music, there's music coded within you. I mean, you just sing and birds fly and come and perch outside your door. Everything in nature stands still when you sing, but you're working inside an industrial plant, wearing a mask, mixing cement and concrete and salt the whole day, and chemicals. Tell me how that environment is enabling that gift. If anything, you ask me, that environment is burying that gift. You may probably sing when you're doing your things there. Yeah. But that environment, if you're going to manifest that gift, if that which is within you is going to come out, you have to navigate from that environment and go towards the studio and go where music is made and go where all that stuff is made. I have flourished more as a coach, as a speaker, as a trainer by hanging around people, environments that affirm the gift within me, that affirm the vision within me, that affirm the possibilities I see for myself. I talked to you last week about 3 types of people: undertakers, caretakers, and overtakers. And I have spent my time sitting with overtakers. Overtakers are the people who, they see the gifts, they see the potential, they see the abilities, they see what could be possible. And I'm journeying and walking with them as we talk about, how do I raise leaders? How do I impact more leaders? They're talking to me about growth. They're talking to me about development. They're talking to me about impact. And when I was in every other environment, the potential within me struggled to come out. It struggled to come out. Have you seen policemen, the armed forces, people with great gifts and potential, and they probably have a music gift, and they're stepping out into the world to go and sing, and they're a police officer. How that kind of blocks the fulfillment of their potential and capacity. It is something that is newsworthy. It's something that's newsworthy. You'll find it on YouTube. This police officer, who is also a musician, when they're there in the canteen together with their colleagues and they're singing, guess what everybody's telling them? Wow, you've got great potential. You really can sing. Isn't that amazing? And few of them, like those officers that we see in the news, actually follow through on their gift, on their capacity, on their potential, and they connect and they practice and they find a studio and they get video cameras and they go out there and they shoot videos and they put them out into the world, and they are police officers. Few of them actually get there. And it's like you've got to walk in the opposite direction. Walk in the opposite direction. Swim upstream for you to unleash the capacity and the potential that is within you. I don't hate this word because of what it represents in itself, because potential is about possibilities. I don't hate it for that. I hate it because every time it is used, every time someone is told you have great potential, if you look at their life, there's nothing that looks like that potential that is being discussed. Nothing. That's why I hate that one. And that was the story of my life. But it shifted. And I hope that as you listen to me here today, you could raise your hand and say, Benjamin, how do I turn the potential that people tell me is within me into something? That's why Reinvention Saturdays exist. There's tons and tons of resources and material that are developed and are available for you to step out and really begin to master your brilliance, manifest that brilliance, and monetize that brilliance. It's been my journey, and I know it can be for you as well. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Please comment, like, and also for those of you who are watching on YouTube, subscribe. Would love to continue to share with you more of this content as it becomes available. We're doing more of it actually that can serve you and create wisdom, awareness, and ahas that are required as you navigate your reinvention journey. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope to see you next Saturday, same place, 9:30 a.m. Blessings, be well, and bye for now.